There are some recipes that may seem very hard, very complicated and difficult to make, but as soon as you make it, you'll see how easy it is. This may be one of those, this cake Mikado. I get so many questions and so many people are interested in this recipe, and this is actually very old cake, probably 40-50 years old. That's how old it is. And there are many different recipes for this same cake. I found out this is the easiest and the fastest, and definitely not complicated at all. So what I need is 50 grams of unsalted soft butter, to which I'm gonna add half a cup sugar. Mix it for a little while. Okay. Until the butter is fluffy and pale color. Should take like... The butter looks good. Okay, I'm adding 1 egg and continue mixing. And you can stop and scrape anytime you feel like it has to be done. And I have a cup of sour cream, and always make sure it's room temperature. Egg, sour cream, butter of course, and just continue mixing on low speed. And I'm just gonna stop and scrape once, just to combine everything well. And just a little bit of vanilla extract. This is optional, I just like doing it. So we're done with our liquid ingredients. This should be done. And now I'm going to show you how to combine dry ingredients. So I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, to which I am adding just a tiny bit, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon baking powder, and 1 teaspoon baking soda. And this should be it for our dry ingredients. Just give it a quick mix. And this will go into our butter and egg mixture, probably in 3 batches. You just add slowly and stop and scrape once in a while. It should form non-sticky dough. Now let the final batch my flour, give it a mix, and I'm gonna continue kneading the dough on the table. Now it's done mixing, and I'm just gonna continue mixing it on my table. Just sprinkle some flour so it's easier to knead. This was very easy and fast dough to make. Okay, this is done. Just continue. You want to make sure it's very easy to roll, because you'll have to divide this into 7 balls. You don't have to over knead this, just make sure it's non-sticky so you can cut and continue rolling. Okay. So we need to have 7 layers, or even if you make it 6 layers, that's okay. It's 6, so I'm gonna just cut a little bit from this corner. So I'm just gonna even up. One of them is smaller, just cut from the biggest one and just make sure they are all even. You can also use your kitchen scale to measure. I just like doing it like this. Okay, just roll them into balls. And I like covering it with towel so it doesn't get the crust, get dry and have that crust. Okay, and we're gonna bake this. I already had some wax paper. You wanna bake this on your wax paper so it doesn't stick. I have 12-inch round shape pizza pans actually. You may need to add your flour once in a while just to make sure it's non-sticky. And it has to be very thin, like paper thin. And just try to shape it as round as possible. And turn your dough once in a while, add your flour. And I like to even it up to make sure it looks as round as possible, even though you can just use your, let's say, pizza cutter and make it even. And I also found out, just to make sure you're rolling it to right size, this is how I like to do. I'm just gonna put it on my wax paper that I already cut to the right size and just continue rolling it on the paper. That way it's easier and you don't have to turn the dough many times. This is very like fragile and thin dough, so it may break if you try rolling it on your table. So this one looks ready. Now, I don't like serving this cake in whole entire shape, so I don't really care if my corners aren't very even. But if you're making this for someone, to impress someone, or you're gonna take it to somewhere, I would suggest to make it like as even as possible. For that you can just use your pizza cutter and make it nice and all even and perfect looking. There is another recipe that doesn't require this same process. I will show you that in the future. It just has double boiler process, which is it's easy, but it takes a little more time than this recipe. So I just wanted to show you how you make it even with your pizza cutter, but I normally don't do that. Okay, so this one is ready. This will go into my pizza pan, and I'm going to bake this 370 degrees about 6 to 7 minutes. And watch your dough, you don't want it to burn. They bake very fast because they are very thin. So this one goes in for 6 to 7 minutes. And I'll just continue rolling the rest of them and baking them. Then I'll be back and show you how to make the frosting. That's it. Okay, so this is the last one, 7 layers. I already baked all of them, and I'm just gonna see how easy it comes out. I'm just gonna let this cool down to room temperature while I'm beating the frosting. So while those are cooling down, I'm gonna make the frosting. I have 300 grams of unsalted room temperature butter, and I'm going to beat that a couple of minutes until it's fluffy and pale color. Should take around 4 to 5 minutes, I think. Pale color, fluffy. I'm just gonna scrape it quickly. Now, we also need condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk. You can either buy this kind and boil it for 2 hours. You will get the caramel kind. Or you can just buy the caramel dulce de leche, as far as I know, that's how it's called. Or you can just buy 2 cans of those caramel ones. Okay, so slowly I'm going to mix it with my butter, and I'm also adding a little bit of vanilla, a teaspoon, and I like adding some cognac or maybe rum. I prefer cognac, 2 tablespoons. Alright, and you want to mix it on slow speed, and one by one, slowly, just add your caramel. Don't add everything at once, just give it some time and mix it slowly. And remember to stop and scrape once in a while. And this will be all for frosting. I'm just gonna go ahead, continue mixing, and when we'll be back, I'll show you how to frost it. So I'm done with this frosting. I'm just gonna quickly, one more time, scrape it to make sure everything is well combined. This tastes so good already. One last mix. That's it. This is done. I'm going to quickly scrape this, and we're ready to frost our Mikado. So we're ready to frost our cake, and this is the fun and easy process. Just make sure you frost it generously. We have enough frosting for all 7 layers, and this is how I do, probably 2 scoops. And you just continue doing this for all 7 layers. Even the top layer has to have needs to be frosted. And we need, oops, a little more. And when I put the last one, I am usually trying to press it with this same pan that I baked it with, just to make sure I press it evenly, because again, it's very gentle. They may break, and that's okay. You're gonna cover it with frosting anyways, just like this. That's it. See how easy it was? This is the last one. It goes here. It doesn't have to look perfect because it already tastes very delicious and perfect. This is done. You don't want to cover corners, and it doesn't even have to be in, again, if you're not planning on serving this as a round cake, like, then it's okay if it's not in a cake plate. I'm using the same pizza pans that I baked it in. Okay, this is done. I don't want to waste this good frosting. I'll just... Okay, that's it. Alright, and for the... as to how I decorate this. Normally, the traditional way is just sprinkling with shredded chocolate, and you can use any kind of chocolate, either milk chocolate or dark chocolate, doesn't matter, as long as you just cover it with chocolate. Or if you like to drizzle some chocolate ganache on top, or whatever you want to do, it's up to you, but the way we do it is shredded chocolate, and that's it. And this is the one of those cakes that you have to, that requires some patience. You can't just cut this cake after making it. You have to wait at least 5 to 10 hours even. I leave it overnight so it absorbs all the frosting and it's soft and crispy at the same time. Soft and crispy at the same time. That's an interesting combination. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut a slice just to show you how bad of an idea to cut it earlier than you're supposed to, just to show you the layers. And I like to cover it entirely. That's it. Our Mikado is ready, but it's not ready to serve. Again, wait at least 8 to 10 hours before you cut it. And I'm just gonna cut small slice just to taste it and just to show you that you're not supposed to do this because it's gonna all crack. I'm just gonna show you how. Oh, it looks good to me. I'm gonna grab a plate. No forks, no nothing. I am going just try it old-fashioned way. Okay, it looks good, but it's gonna look even better if you let it sit for longer than 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna have the first slice. So good, you can taste the cognac flavor. It's so aromatic and so good. I will put detailed directions and recipe in the link after the video. Just take a look, and if you have any comments and questions, feel free to ask me. I'll be happy to reply. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you try it.